And welcome back to Face the Nation. There are 200 U.S. troops going to Israel to help coordinate the Israel-Hamas ceasefire. They've begun arriving ahead of tomorrow's expected hostage release. Our Debora Patta reports now from East Jerusalem.
More than 400,000 Israelis crammed into Hostage Square last night.
To the hostages themselves, our brothers and sisters, you are coming home.
A hero's welcome for Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff, flanked by President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner.
To Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
But Witkoff was never going to convince a crowd who have lived through heartbreak, despair and rage, and accused Prime Minister Netanyahu of abandoning hostages in Gaza. Retired General Israel Ziv, who rushed to save lives during the October 7 Hamas attack, believes this deal could have been sealed over a year ago.
It's late. The costs were very high, internally and externally. I think that politically Israel lost their name in the world because we went maybe too far in Gaza. I think the attack in Doha was also, one step too much. But in the end, it brought at least the President Trump to take the right decision to stop the war.
The ceasefire is still holding. 48 hostages, living and dead, will be exchanged for 250 Palestinian prisoners serving life sentences and 1,700 detained since October 2023. The deadline is Monday. As Israeli troops withdrew to an agreed-upon line within Gaza, hundreds of thousands of Palestinians started the long walk home. Almost the entire population has been displaced.
We enjoy the moment right now, and I'm personally going home, despite the fact that it may be a pile of rubbish.
Even though home is unrecognizable for so many, Palestinians are desperate to reclaim memories of life before the war. I will just live in a tent near the rubble of my home, said Mohammed Samur, until I can find a solution. The pain of loss is everywhere. More than 67,000 people have been killed, according to Gaza's health ministry. And minds too have been shattered by this war. 14-year-old Karim was so traumatized, he couldn't remember where he once lived. Now, UNICEF says they have never known a place where every single child needs psychological support. Margaret?
Deb, that is just hard to hear. For those who are raising their hopes of what might be happening in the next 24 hours, what have you learned about how this release will happen?
Margaret, Israeli officials say they expect the 20 living hostages to all be released early tomorrow morning. They'll be driven to an Israeli military base and reunited with their families before being taken to hospital. The Red Cross will also hand over all the bodies that can be located of loved ones killed in captivity. And in exchange, Palestinian prisoners will be waiting in buses. They will only be released once the hostages have crossed over into Israel. And now this might just be the easiest part, because then talks will take place around thornier issues like Hamas disarmament and governance of a post-war Gaza. And of course, we know President Trump arrives in Israel tomorrow, where he'll be met by Prime Minister Netanyahu, and then he addresses the Knesset, Israel's parliament. Margaret?
And as you said, then the hard work begins. Deb Patta on the ground for us. Thank you.